All right, guys, here we are for the Provincial Round 1 Back 9 feature card out at Evergreen Disc Golf Course.
Hello everybody, my name is Greg Hearn. Beside me is Michael Curtis.
We've got Playfair Athletics, Promo and Athletics as our title sponsor here. Those guys provide a lot of support to the Grand Prairie Disc Golf Club.
And thank you to Brant Tractor, who's our Evergreen course sponsor for this tournament.
Pizza Hut, Pomeroy Lodging, Stain Montgomery, other big sponsor of this tournament. Thank you guys a lot. That's myself right there, featured on this feature card. Don't mind the off-axis torque. Alright, and the other commentary, Greg Hearn is our tournament director out here who basically runs all of our tournaments. So thank you, Greg.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always a pleasure to run tournaments. People enjoy it so much. And we are CanWest Disc Golf Media. So thank you for watching.
Alright, this is hole 10 out here at Evergreen. And this is an interesting shape. It's basically a weak S, open S. I don't know what you would call it. But you can get up to about here if you get a good drive, a nice turnover, and then punch through to the green for what could be an easy birdie. But there is OB on the left-hand side. And there's Bogdan, and
he looks like he made it quite a ways down there. He won't have a look for the 2, but he'll have an easy upshot for his 3.
Yeah. So we didn't introduce any of our players, but I'm pretty sure that was Jace there. Jace Barros out of Edmonton. This is myself, Mike Curtis, Grand Prairie Disc Golf Club. And I sawed that off a bit early. And this is Eric Fast, also going with a forehand.
Looks like he got a little high. Might have got some distance down the fairway, but he'll be looking at a tough second shot.
Yeah. I think he hit a tree, if I'm remembering correctly. So I believe this is him there, going to the backhand. And he finds another tree.
Yeah, you'll find on this hole that if you don't get that drive punching far enough towards the basket, you got a lot of little trees in your way.
And that was Bogdan's upshot there. He found the gap through, and he found a nice little backstop right next to the basket there. So he'll have an easy birdie.
Mm-hmm. And Eric puts himself nicely into circle 1 to get his 4.
This is Jace's birdie putt. We missed his upshot.
Okay.
And that's a great putt to start this back 9.
That was.
But it's a par, so...
I'd say it was par, so maybe he missed a couple of his shots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what shot this is for myself. I'm assuming it's a birdie, and I just laid it up. A little high, but Eric gets it to drop, so...
Yeah, if you did watch our round 1 front 9 coverage, Eric was putting it a little low into the cage, so it's nice to see him put it high in the chains and make that shot.
And there's Bogdan dropping in that early, easy birdie. And yeah, okay, I saved my par. Not too bad.
Okay, so going on to hole 11 of our tournament. This is hole 14 of the regular course. You're looking at about 280 feet uphill. You just want to punch it straight on a right-hand backhand and let it fade off to the left, right into the circle 1 of the basket there.
Bogdan out of Calgary. He's been very consistent the whole front 9, and nice little hyzer there. Just draws it back to the basket, stays on the upside of the hill, which is what you need. A little lower for Jace.
Yeah, you can hear the wind in the background, so you do have a little bit of over the right shoulder tailwind pushing you towards the basket, so you almost want to give the disc some height to use that wind. And you had the height, but it lifted it right into those trees on the left, knocking it down.
And I feel that was probably good because that was an early release, so had I faded out, I would have been behind a bunch of trees trying to get it through to the green, so...
Yeah. And Eric keeps it low and catches those little scrub trees in the front.
Yeah, I feel like that was the right line. He just needed more height.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my upshot here.
So you'll have a couple trees on the right as you come in. Hopefully you get through them. Very nicely done. And is that Bogdan's drive?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. That is an excellent shot. And that looked like Eric's upshot. He went a little long past the basket hill, a very difficult putt for his par.
I think he's got some bushes in his way on that comebacker putt, so... And I don't even think Jace wanted to put it up into the wind there. So, yeah, now you can see what Eric's got from going that little bit long. He's got those short little trees. It's got to go up and over him.
Yeah.
And
he's lucky to get that disc to settle.
I don't think it's settled. Look where he's at.
Oh. Okay.
Because he was on the left side of all those trees. So he came down, rolled around to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So he really got unlucky on that green there. And this is technically a hole you want to birdie. So only seeing one on the card is actually a little surprising, even with the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping birdie.
Yeah.
Eric unfortunately takes the double.
I think Bogdan is on a bit of a hot streak here. He birdied the last 2 holes in this coverage, but
I think it's at least 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think he got the last hole on the front 9 as well. So.
All right, so on this hole, you want to get a long drive, and you want it to actually keep penetrating. If you can get past those trees, you're really setting yourself up. But then you've got this approach into the green. There's going to be a wall of trees on your left, so you either have to go high and hyzer it in, or get far enough on your drive where you've got more of a straight shot. So that's looking really nice. It's all going to depend on the distance and staying free of trees, because there's lots of trees in the way.
Yeah. They probably are fighting a headwind as well. They do not want their disc to turn over and go to the right, because it just leaves a very long second shot.
It's definitely a headwind.
Yeah. Oh, and you'll see Jace is flipped right there. That's what you're trying to avoid on this hole. He's going to have 2 shots to get to the green from there.
All right. And I let go of that early, and that's not even that bad of a spot, because it is open up there, and I can kind of chip it up to what should be the mouth of the approach. But
you're definitely not looking at a birdie from there anymore.
No, not with this wind. You can do it if there's no wind, and I might forget that. Who knows?
Yeah. And Eric, coming from Lethbridge, he's definitely used to the windy days, so his disc was stable enough to hold and not flip over on him.
See how nice that tee box was there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's Jace, and he's really at a distance by going to the right there. So I think he's out of the really thick stuff, but he's going to have a wall of trees in front of him. And Eric just kind of approaching up to that kind of entrance into the green.
And from here, just a short little hyzer into the basket.
And I'm going to fill you in. So I decided I can punch it through the giant hill and trees.
On the left side.
On the left side.
Yeah.
I let it go out of my hand. So this is me somewhere back there behind the basket. And it would have been a good out if it wasn't for that tree there. So as soon as I let go out of my hand, I'm like, what did you do? This wind is intense. Luckily, Jace was up there, chased down my disc, and found my disc right away, but it was not a smart play at all.
So that shot you missed was your birdie or your par putt?
It was still a birdie, I think, actually.
Interesting.
So yeah, you can punch it through when you're down there, but, the wind just... I just watched it elevate, and come back at me, so...
Yeah. And Bogdan played this hole perfectly. We did miss his upshot, but where he landed against that little tree inside circle 1, it's perfect.
Yeah, so his drive must have been... It looked nice, too, so it must have been down to a nice area. Give him a nice lane to the green. Okay, so it's a bogey, so...
Yeah.
I think I bushwhacked a couple times then.
Bogey, after going through that quote-unquote local route, it is pretty favorable for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely not complaining after that second shot of mine. And that drive. That was a bad drive, so...
Yeah. And Jace, yeah, that was a nice out for him off that flipped over drive to get his par, so good for him. So our next hole here is hole 16, short little, about 200 feet. You can see the basket straight off the tee. The right-hand backhand is going to want to just aim slightly to the right and have it settle at the basket, but if you go long, you do go very long. Interesting, Bogdan's playing the forehand.
Yeah. And you can see how much elevation plays on this, because short and left of the basket is all this giant hill. And so if you put a hyzer out there on the backhand and fall off too much, you're going to be down that hill. If you don't get up, or if you hit a tree, you're going to be down that hill and just lose all your chance at a birdie.
CJ's just aiming slightly to the right, letting it fall into the basket. Looks like he went maybe a little long of the pin, but he'll be edge of circle one.
And if I remember correctly, Bogdan was introducing himself to the other tee box on that shot there. So here's Eric. He's got the right gap, but he's just got too much distance on that.
Yeah, this really is just a putter shot. You don't want to be throwing any more. If you go to that mid-range or the driver and it's not dumping hard to finish, it's carrying quite a ways. So looks like you're using the overstable mid-range.
Overstable putter. That's probably an anvil. And I had the right distance. I just fell off the hill there.
Yeah.
So.
And you'll see how far everyone's having to take their shots in on this relatively easy par 3.
Yeah.
So we really should have seen a few more birdies on this one.
Whoa, people haven't putted yet. Don't be a spoiler. You don't know that they don't birdie. Alright, there's Jace with an upshot there. So I'm not sure if Bogdan's already played his up or not. I'm off to the left there. So you can see me just on the edge of the screen. I do have a birdie putt from there. So kind of run it, I guess. Nice uphill putt.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected. There was a birdie on this hole. So nice shot, Michael.
Yeah, I was just out of circle, so I was able to give her a nice little lunge up the hill. And this is Bogdan first par. I think this is where his second shot ended up.
Okay. Yeah, he must have been a ways if that's where his upshot.
Yeah, he was at the tee box, and then I think he hit the trees on his come through and just dropped down.
Yes.
So, but his putting game's been good, so he's been able to make up a lot of strokes with that putt. All right, this is I don't know what hole. It's course hole 17.
I believe it's hole 14 of the tournament, Michael.
Okay, so it's what should be it's a decent rip. It's like 350, 360, but what you're going to face is this huge right to left wind. So you really want to watch your disc angle, and there's a giant drop off to the left that'll take a lot of discs. So I'm kind of going Annie, and I just.
Yeah, it looks like you caught that tree on the right and dropped immediately, which honestly isn't the worst thing that can happen on this hole. As Mike said, we have that right to left wind. The wind is coming up out of a bowl and then down the ridgeline.
That's a better description, yeah. I just didn't want to give anyone a wind read. These guys are my competitors. They're beating me for the most part, so...
Yeah. It looks like Bogdan made it down to the wall of trees. He'll be probably 80 feet out with some, dead sticks in the way.
And Jace puts it up there, but he's got the right angle and the right disc, so you can see that's actually pretty close to the basket. That's probably in circle.
That was an excellent drive. It fought into the wind the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what disc that was, but that was definitely the right one. Okay, Eric's going backhand as well. And he's going more flat release.
Yeah.
But you can see the disc took off to the right there, so...
Yeah, that turned over, and so he's going to be playing from the trees in the hole 18 fairway.
So, getting a nice lift there.
That was really nice. Played the wind, let it push yourself right into the basket.
Yeah, so... I think that's probably Jace's par. Eric takes a birdie. I got a par. That wasn't even on camera. And Bogdan takes a par, so...
Okay. So yeah, missed a few upshots, but that's to be expected on that hole in this wind. So this is hole 18. It is around a 450-foot shot across the bowl that we were playing with on the right of hole 17. And this is throw it as far as you can. Hopefully the wind can push you to the basket. Otherwise, you're dumping to the left and throwing an upshot to get your 3. I don't know if this is twoable in this wind today.
not unless you figure out the right disc, right wind, and
this is very reminiscent of tournaments in Grand Prairie. You get the wind, you get the rain, you get the smoke from the forest fires.
Yeah. So this is the bowl that leads up to hole 17 there. So, or whatever this course tournament is. So that's actually a pretty good rip.
The wind kept you standing for quite a long time, and you're probably 120 away from the basket.
Something like that. Yeah, it was able to keep decent stability without dumping and without turning over, which I don't know what else to do to get any straighter or more distance. But
so Jace is definitely getting that wind carry, and
he got a pickup at the end, which got him back to the overstable side of the disc.
So he might have reached pin high or just short of, but he went to the right of the basket, and there's a good wall of trees protecting the basket.
But he might have pushed far enough right to actually give himself that lane. There is a lane if you go far enough back. And Bogdan just drops out early, so he's in the bowl, which isn't the worst from where he's at right there. And Eric's got a turnover going again. And a lot higher than Jace, so.
But again, that's not too bad to be in, because you can just hyzer into the pin from that spot.
Unless he's behind another wall of trees.
Okay, yeah.
So he's got what looks like a patent pending, and that's actually a really good out from there. So this is my upshot for Rudy. Take a nice par. Okay, so this is Bogdan for par, most likely.
Yeah, he looked like he was down near that dead tree behind you.
Yeah, this definitely would have been. Yeah, this course definitely gives you room to spread out on some of these open shots. So tracking all of everyone's upshots when you've got guys 150 feet off to the left, you've got people down in the bowl. It's going to be hard to catch all those shots. So Bogdan takes some red on the card there. He's been pretty good, so I'll look for him to make it up in the next 3. We've got 3 holes left on this. Jace able to take a par.
Yeah, he must have been in a good spot, because that was an excellent placement on his upshot.
So 3 pars, 1 bogey. That's not bad for that hole in the wind. Birdies are rare on the best of days, so.
Okay, so we're going into hole 1 of our regular course layout. This is hole 16 for tournament. So you're looking at around 300 feet. You can throw a straight forehand down this gap the drone's taking to finish off to the right, or you can do an S on the right-hand side with your drive, get around the guardian clump of trees to get it inside circle 1, which is what Mike looks like he was doing on his drive.
The anhyzers are not working currently, so. Yeah, no, I just shanked that over. There's a wall that kind of I've got to swing around, and I just pulled it over into it, so.
Yeah. Jace looks like he tried to go over.
There it is. You saw it just roll on the other side of the road there, so depending on the trees, he might have a lane.
Now, this is the ideal route, the forehand and punch it straight at the cameraman here.
He's taking that other line, though.
Yeah.
The other side, and I think he's in the middle of the 2 gaps right now.
So a bit of early release on the forehand.
Potentially.
And Bogdan going with the high turnover.
It seems like it fell out, yeah. But he got to the road, so he still have an open up to the green. So this is my second shot here.
Are you going with just a spike hyzer or grenade on that one?
I think I was just doing a little hyzer, and I didn't want to put it up in the wind, even though a grenade sounds like a good idea now.
Everything's better in hindsight. Oh, wow. And that was Bogdan's birdie attempt.
Yeah.
That was really well done from the road there. Looks
So
like
Jace is down in the left side corner. And yeah, he didn't really, you could see he's on a knee doing a little lunge out, it looked like. So
yeah, but he looked like he found a small window. Just needed a little bit higher on the disc. And just needed a little bit higher on the disc there, Michael.
The wind pushed it down. So Eric gets a par. So he's leveled out, which is good to see.
Jason Bogdan will take their pars, and I think, Michael, you're taking a bogey.
Yeah, I'll take a bogey.
Yeah.
All right, this is our 17th hole of the round. So you've got a couple options here. You've got this narrow gap. It's a short downhill shot. You can also take a big spike hyzer or a forehand out to the left. All options are in play, especially when it's not windy, but we'll see what everyone goes with.
Yeah, when it's windy like this, I think the forehand play goes away. The spike hyzer, okay, here we're going to see how the forehand works out for Eric here. It's going very wide. And we'll have to see when we get down to the putts how everything worked out here.
I think Jace might have actually taken the backhand line, spiking it out to the right. And that looks like it's going to push, just judging on the angle that he's got. So.
Yeah. So it looks like you're going for the putter down the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. And didn't quite stand up and go straight, so you're a little short, and you'll be pitching up here.
Yeah. Got through the main part of the gap, so it wasn't too bad, but...
Mm-hmm. Looks like a couple of the other shots did push into the wind, pushed them over. Was that Jace pitching out?
Most likely.
Yeah.
So Bogdan did get pushed. He's on the right side of the basket from the tee now, off of his forehand. That's a good upshot, though. And then
Eric's pushed quite a ways, it looks like.
Maybe even long?
Yeah. Well, that was an excellent out.
That was long to the right, it looks like, actually.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, dangers of playing the wind on a short downhill hole like this.
Yeah, and that's why I went with the middle. I didn't want to even risk that wind.
No. Take the safe par.
It's safe that barely gets over the edge. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, a little bit of a par frame to go into the final hole of this round one of our 2021 Provincials. Okay, so this final hole is hole 3 of our regular layout, hole 18 for the tournament. And you're looking at around a 260-foot drive to this corner. And this is a very touchy shot. You want to land it within this 10-foot path. And on this path, you're looking at about 340 feet down a very narrow fairway. You have a landing zone just past this last group of trees here on our left. And if you can't make the full distance, and then you're looking at hopefully getting your 4 to walk away with a par.
Yeah, so as a finishing hole, this will be where we finish round 3. There's a lot of chances for shot swings here. It's so easy to go into the rough, and then you're scrambling, and it's not guaranteed you can scramble out back to the fairway even.
Yeah.
So
you'll see Jason and Eric played really nice drives off the tee, but even Eric's drive looked like it might have gone a little long. It's very touchy to get that exact distance you need to get around the corner.
And another thing is, like, it's a side hill, so there is a place where you can put it where it does get flatter, and then your next shot gets easier, but you could put it pretty close to the perfect position, and your next shot you're throwing on a side hill, so you're gonna have some good footing and watch your angles.
Yeah. So I like that width that you gave it. and gave it room to move back in. But so Bogdan was a little short. He's going to be looking at a little hyzer and try to punch it down that fairway. So he's really flirting with the right side.
Yeah, there is a little more room in the air on the left side, but there's not much. And then if you do drop, there's lots of bushes to pull you back down.
Yeah. So Jace, his drive was perfect, landing right in the middle and just an early release into the left.
So I think that's me just down on the left, and you can see Eric there.
Okay.
He's pretty perfect, except for he might have a tree in his run up.
Yeah,
right next to him, but I don't know how far it actually is.
Yeah, it did look like he went a little long, but that's textbook. So yeah, you have that side hill you were talking about to run up.
Yeah.
Nice little flip up. Didn't hold long enough, and I don't know if you made it far enough to get in that open area.
It's not that bad actually, but yeah, I was definitely a lot of this tournament. I was like, I need flippier discs for Evergreen.
Yeah,
something that's not gonna dump out.
Yeah, so I do like Eric's positioning here because he can start with the turnover and have it fight out the whole flight.
Oh yeah, he's got that nice ideal spot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he can give it a little more height too because he's on that, can throw over that left side. So if this turns over, it's got a bit, but it does fade back out, but he's got the distance to get down there near the basket. So
yeah,
he'll give himself a birdie putt hopefully on this, which I would call this the hardest hole in the course.
I would say. It's probably has the biggest scoring swings.
Yeah.
So Jace put his up a little high and dumped out to the right. He might be in circle 2, obstructed for his putt. And Bogdan's going to have to play the turnover.
Yeah, from a patent pending. And he's going to have to swing it way out to the left there, just to give himself room. So here's where I made it. I've got a circle 2 jumper straddle.
A little obstructed, but came down in circle 1.
I think I only really had 1 or 2 trees that I had to miss to give it a real run, and I found it.
Wow, and Eric was looking really nice on that. Yeah. It's a good way to finish his round.
Yeah, he definitely cleaned it up near the end there. So this might be for Bogdan's par. Just a little low. So this is for my par. Just a little low.
So not the finish to the round that Bogdan wanted, but he'll have a decent score going into round 2.
Lee's out there making sure we're all honest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this round 1 back 9. There you can see Bogdan finishes with the -1, Jace +1, so hot on his heels. I was +4 and Eric finished +10.
Yeah. So our top, going into round 2, we will have Casey Hannemeyer, Mike Heckbert, Bogdan, and Tyler Hockhalter rounding out the card.
And Lee, who made round 1 feature card, even if he didn't make round 2 there, sitting in that 5th spot. So
yeah. So thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on round 2 coverage.